Okay, for some reasons, it even though the SCT report saying that it should be a simple task, but it had problems on two tables, marketing and usage track. Table error, it not even create the tables on the target database server. Okay, so let's check the structure of the tables. I have 5 tables here. The error tracking, check constraint. This is the one that have the constraint. Okay, have primary key. Second one, the license tracking, doesn't have any primary key defined. Okay, there is no constraint either. The third one, the marketing, no primary key defined and there is no constraint. And please make a note to see this license tracking and the marketing table. Every columns are the enwasher, or actually not the license tracking, so that's date time there, but the marketing here, so every column has an enwasher, even the date time as well. I'm not sure why it was defined as a washer character. Now let's look at monitoring. Monitoring have primary key. Okay, and look at the usage track. No primary key and every column is enwasher. Okay, and there is no constraint. I want to point out these user track tables with all enwasher and also the marketing without the enwasher, because these two tables have the table error reports from SCT. Okay, we try to maybe can to make this and time, if we can change it to make it not new and then make it like a primary key, maybe possible. Let's try that. Now let's see what happened if I execute this one. Okay, table marketing make the column not new, so that if it accepts this one, then it can try to make it as a primary key, hopefully. Now let's try this command. Okay, let's run the SCT and see what's gonna happen now. Let's get a new one. Okay, let's start a new one, new project. Okay, now select if we gonna transfer from OLTP such as Microsoft SQL Server or Oracle or anything that are listed here. In my case, I'm gonna convert from Microsoft SQL Server to MySQL. Click OK on that, and first step, connect to Microsoft SQL Server. I already have the server IP set here, the port set here, and then you have to provide the credential, which is, in this case, is a SQL login. Okay, you may choose to store the password, but Amazon is not recommended. Okay, so I think it may be saved in the, I'm not sure, but it may be saved in the non-encryption. I don't know for sure. Okay, and I highly recommend that you test the connection before you proceed to the next step. Okay, connection is good. You can click OK on that. And the second step, of course, you connect to the target. Okay, so it's loading metadata first. It is talking to the source servers, trying to load metadata. the support told me that you don't have to care about this. Okay, I get it all the time or most of the time. Okay, so I'm gonna ignore it. Now you see all the file database. Okay, now before I go any further, of course, before you come to this step, you have to make sure that in your global settings, especially under the driver, you have to point it to the JDBC driver. You may have to download these, from follow the instruction that Amazon gave to you. I can provide the link below in the description. And when you install the Microsoft SQL Server driver and also your MySQL driver, and you come here and point to it. Okay. So make sure that you have that set up. And now you connect to the target, which is my SQL RDS in my case, and of course provide the password as well. Test the connection success. Click OK on that. You see, anything you have to do, once you've done it, it disappears from here. That's nice, right? Okay, I'm going to do the automation to one single database. Okay, this one. Okay, and the action that you may take, if you want to create the report, you don't need to connect to the target database if you just want the report. Now let's see what the report say. So the SCT can create the report and let you know how hard it's gonna be if you want to do whatever, if you want to convert it to MySQL, convert it to Oracle, or not converting it at all. You have some idea here, and it even tell you the action items, what you have to do. Now let me, so if we need to convert schema, we can do that, or if we can go ahead and create DMS task. Oh, by the way, here you cannot have space in the name. Replication instance, you have to create one. Go to, if you don't have one yet, go to the DMS and create one, and make sure you create in the same zone as your database servers. I mean, that would be the best, but if you have a reason not to, I guess then not to. The source endpoint here is always not listed. I don't know why I create every single time. I have to recreate every single time, and I have to give it a new name every single time, because if I give the old name, it's gonna complain, but even though it's already there. So if I put the name like this, which doesn't exist, it will be okay. Okay, but if I give any name that I create in the past and it match, it can complain. So maybe some bug, rather than showing me the list, it asks me to create one, and then if I create the one that is already existing, it's gonna complain. Okay, for the target, it know that it is there. Migrate everything. So you have choice here: migrate existing data only without the replication, or you want to migrate the existing data with the ongoing replication. So this is gonna be nice to keep it in sync all the time until you're ready to cut over. But in my case, in the demo, I just migrate existing data, and I don't have any change, and I don't care about the ongoing changes. Here I'm gonna select drop on target if the table already there. I am going to wait until it says it is ready. Okay, now it's ready. Let's start. So this is a new name. I mean, after the conversion, you're gonna create target database as automation 2 underscore db. Okay, so this is the error that I got. Table error. And if you saw it before, these two tables, all the columns are in washer with no primary key. I'm gonna stop it here. There's no need to finish it. And then we're gonna go back and trying to fix the table, trying to get over with this error. I already make it not new. Now let's see if I can make it a primary key. Okay, so now I'm gonna run this command. Let's see what happened. Yeah, you see, this is what I think. Because the in-washer type is the problem. Because you see, if I even manually create as a primary key, I cannot. It cannot use as a key column. Now I can try to convert it to time date type. I tried before, it's give me some error. Let's try again. Now I'm gonna try to change and update the date time from washer to date time. Let's see if it's gonna allow me to do so. Yep, this is what I tried before and get out of range. So I guess in this case I have not much choice, but I'm gonna create and add another auto generate value into this table, actually both of them, so that I can show you that it probably fixed. By doing that, it probably fixed, these two tables, the marketing and the usage track. I'm gonna add another column to it, just for the primary key, and hopefully we can run SCT successfully. Okay, but I want to try some other ways and then sharing the results. Okay, so these are the commands I'm gonna run. First on marketing table, and then second on user track table. Okay, complete. Look like this table is a big one. Complete. Now you come here, the marketing, right? F5. It's low key now with the primary key not new, and user track as well. Blah blah blah. It's right there. Okay. Okay. In regard to the SCT, I want to show you another way. Just now, one way is from the SCT desktop, right? But there is the SCT or the DMS console in the AWS. Okay, and if we look at the task, this is the one, if you remember, this is the one I create from the SCT desktop, and it's, of course, it's error because I also cancel it after we saw that there's the error on the two table, right? Table error. Now hopefully we fix it because we add the primary key to those two tables. Now to easy, we can start from here, and what we can do is that we can just restart or resume. Okay, let's restart here. So it's starting, and hopefully it won't show table error anymore this time. Look good. It said full load. It look good now. It's all full load now. Perfect. So no more table error. That's a good thing. So I bet it will load successfully 100% this time. We can see until it's finished. I'm gonna pause the video and come back when it's finished. In the past, I tried to set up a SQL application before, and I also remember that primary key is required. And also, I'm not gonna re-engineer or recreate any documentation, but rather I gonna refer you to a published or article that has been published by someone else, and you can read here that transactional application basic configuration. So I think this is the same thing why it failed, okay, because the primary key requirement for the primary key is required for the transactional application. Okay, so I think this is similar to why the SCT with the DMS or the DMS failed to give the table error, because it cannot create, it doesn't have primary key, or it can't use any data on the table to create any primary key on the fly. Okay, or we call it like, there is another word like called CNC. Let me explain to you what the CNC is. By the way, this is an article on the mssqltips.com. Okay, of course I want to give them the credit. So to sum up, I think the table error in this case, in my case, is because of the fact that the column in the tables is all n varchar, and of course it doesn't have any primary key defined, but that the primary key is not always required. As you can see that this table, right, the license tracking, I didn't get the error and there is no primary key defined. However, there are some column that the value that the SCT might be able to on the fly create something that can track the record. Like, as we know that the date time here, it probably be the column that can somehow generate the unique key out of it. I hope this video is useful for you. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Bye.